Okay, get the mic check. Make sure everything is good. Okay, looks like we are ready to go here. So, hello everybody. I am Dagrin, and this is the second part of our Mega Turrican tutorial, where we are going to highlight the route. You've learned the basics, or you've got at least a grasp of what you're capable of, I'm sure, at this point, if you are watching this video. If not, though, you go back to the basics. But we are going to be highlighting the safe route, and hopefully, you know, for newer players such as yourself, you may be able to pick up this game and have a little bit of an easier time than I certainly do with my optimal route and current strats. Anyway, let's not waste too much time. I'm pretty busy bee in recent times, so to start things off, this tutorial is meant to highlight normal mode. I haven't routed hard mode. That's probably on the menu at some point, probably later on this year. But no, I'm not going to be doing hard mode. This is just normal mode. So, to start things off, when you press start, you'll notice that I hit the B button early. Oops. Okay, well, I messed it up, but as soon as you hit start and the menu goes black, you can actually press B, and as long as you're holding it down, you'll end up rolling in ball form. Timing starts when you do hit start on the menu. It's pretty much because we can't really establish when we gain control, because you're already moving before the screen starts coming back on. Anyways, you want to start off by rolling in Energy Wheel, and really, it doesn't matter where you roll with Energy Wheel. Actually, hold on. I got my notes. I should probably make sure I have them on standby, just in case I need to... just in case I don't... Alright, in case I forget anything. Yeah, okay, so the thing with Energy Wheel, it doesn't really matter where you use it. However, the big thing is make sure you use up as much of it as you can and use it as efficiently as you can. Normally, the shorter the distance with Energy Wheel, the less efficiency you get out of it. The longer the distances you travel with it, the better the efficiency of the Energy Wheel is carried. That's generally why I use the route that I use. That if you've ever seen me do attempts, that's because of the fact I'm trying to use Energy Wheel as efficiently as possible. But it doesn't really matter if you decide you want to use Energy Wheel somewhere else, you know, instead of where I do, that's fine. It's just as long as you're using up pretty much all of it, most of, if not all of it, by the end of the stage, you know, you're generally going to be in good, safe hands for the most part. So when you roll, you bounce off these guys, and then you grab this multiple right here, and then you begin rolling again. Just like that. And you roll past all these gray boxes. They're just weapons, and I think some health. You don't need any of that. What we have now is good enough, and we're just gonna jump over that first guy, and bounce on this guy here. Now, I didn't do that optimally, because I ended up hitting one of the steps and being stopped for a few frames. Not a big deal. I don't usually reset over petty little things like that. But that's how I deal with that section. There's been numerous ways others have dealt with it. The TAS, I believe, blows a bomb there. You don't need to do that. I believe, actually, Burb also does a backward damage boost, which I think is almost frame perfect. It's a very tight window. Personally, I just think it's better to just jump over them and hold on to that Energy Wheel resource for the later stretches where I think it's more necessary. Anyways, when you jump on this block here, you want to roll into Energy Wheel. And the reason for that is because we're coming up to a green mech. And you have to jump over him, and you're going to get hit. It does not matter what you do. You can see how even though we anticipated him perfectly, we got the energy wheel and jumped over him, we're still gonna get hit. Doesn't really matter. Once we bounce on those robotic Goombas, let's see if I got my thing here. Okay, so this green mech here, he is gonna hit us. It doesn't matter what you do, but since these guys are here, we'll bounce off of them and continue to keep that forward momentum. That's really the main key thing for why we do it this way. So even though I used energy wheel kind of inefficiently here, I'm kind of have no choice because you can't jump over him normally and you'll end up getting hit back. You end up wasting more time just doing it that way. It's just one of the few areas where energy wheel just makes the most sense to be used here, even if it's not the most efficient use. Anyway, that should cover that part. Just put that back there. Okay. Now, get up here. Okay, so in case you might notice, these turret guys here, they're giving me a favorable pattern. They're actually shooting down, which actually does not impede what I'm about to do next here, which is that. This little box here that I'm latching onto, I'm gonna grab onto it and then swing my way over and jump over this turret guy that my cursor's pointing at here. Normally, it's pretty common for them to shoot kind of up in an arc like this, so making sure to squeeze through is pretty difficult. This is a very common reset point, by the way, for me. You have no idea. Not only do you have to worry about these guys' patterns, you have to worry about this box here not actually properly spawning and not getting the chance to latch onto it. Generally speaking, though, in the safe route, if you want to be on the safe side, once you get on this platform here, jump up a little bit and scroll that screen up so you can guarantee spawn this thing. And if you get an unfavorable pattern, you should give them enough time to shoot the arc and be able to safely go straight through their two bullets. Or straight between their two bullets, not through them. What am I even talking about? You can also try and shoot while swinging across and hopefully kill this turret. That is also an option. So do keep that in mind. Let's see. Oops, I didn't demonstrate that properly. Yeah, kind of like that. So that's kind of what you want to shoot for if you want to do things the safer way. And waiting it out is probably my recommendation when starting off with this game. So that should cover that. Hope I'm not forgetting anything. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so now once we're past that part, we walk over. Okay, so this guy, he's giving me a favorable pattern. This guy can move to the left or he can move to the right over here. If he moves to left, all you have to do is jump over him like so and then crack open the box there. The contents in this box is very important. We want Rebound, which is the blue weapon there. You'll also want the shield, which I believe is right here. You get these two power-ups. Don't get the laser. You don't need it. You will be able to power up to level 3. Should, at least, by the end of the level. Or by a certain point in this level, I should say. If, in fact, this guy does end up going right, in a safe route, or in an optimal route, what you would end up having to do is you would have to walk right on top of this box and hope your level 2 multiple will actually connect with this gray box and open the contents within. Doing that will grab everything, but Rebound will be grabbed after the laser. So you'll be able to maintain Rebound doing it this way. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get the chance to show you that, but honestly, for safe route, I would not recommend doing it that way. It's very tough timing to do it with multiple. It's a lot easier with Rebound. Let's just put it that way. A lot easier with Rebound to get that timing down, but I'll perhaps get the chance to show you that at other points in this safe route, because we are going to have to do that at some point. But for just in case, if he goes left, you know, you just jump over him. If he goes right, you know, you're kind of forced to wait it out in a safe route, or you can try what I do in the optimal route. Doesn't really matter. So let's just grab that. Now here, we're just going to walk straight through, and then we're going to roll off, and we're going to do the quick drop tech out of the energy wheel, which I mentioned before in the basics. Like, you gotta be really quick about pressing that jump button and releasing it. Like, it's got to be a very quick tap. And I think sometimes at times, or at least I'm convinced at times, that I have to press it pretty lightly as well. So do keep that in mind. But we want a quick drop tech here because we want to get on this drawbridge here. This drawbridge, once you connect and land on it, a global timer is set for when it breaks. Because this thing's gonna initiate a cutscene, and the sooner we get on this drawbridge, the faster the cutscene activates. Just like that. And now we've entered the first mini boss. So we're gonna just drop down here. There's some health here, and we grab it there. And then what we're gonna do is what you want to do is you want to land on this platform here, and then you want to jump up here. Then you want to jump back here, and then jump back there, and try to just have your front foot hanging onto the platform with the other legs sort of hanging off the edge. And then you want to establish this line here. So let me explain this boss. What he's going to do is he's going to come out through this little pocket here. And he's going to kind of do some little loop-de-loops and kind of snake around in here and then go through here, into this pocket here. Then he's going to come back up here and then go through here, and, you know, I don't even know what he does after that point, but eventually he'll move along and go through here, and then we'll move back up and then go through here, and the whole entire phase continue, the entire fight does this. It kind of loops. That's where the beginning of the loop happens again. But instead, in the speedrun route, and this is what you're going to learn in the whether it's the safe route or the optimal route, you're going to be doing this no matter what. I recommend this anyways. We're going to try to have the line established so that we get some hits on him as he's peering out, and we're going to blow a bomb as we drop down. And this should kill him. It should kill him. If it doesn't kill him, either you blew the bomb too early, or you... Yeah, it would probably be just because you blew the bomb too early, or you didn't get enough shots on him before you dropped down. It's either one of those. Anyways, let's see if we can get this. Okay, now... That's the hard... So what I just did there was the hard part. What happened is that as I dropped down and killed the guy, I ended up staying more or less to this side of the screen here, and I was pursuing this green armadillo. I don't even know what the fuck he's supposed to be. A caterpillar? Something that rolls more or less on... I'm trying to fall behind him so I can kill him before he gets the chance to roll, because he's invincible when he does that. We kill him there, and then we move towards... We keep moving left. Yes, we keep moving left. And there's good... And now we're coming up to this little chasm here, and there are some enemies that will come pouring from right above here. This is why I recommend, after killing the green armadillo, to just wait it out a little bit, establish a bit of a line for just some added protection and security before you decide to roll off and basically mid-air jump to the other side of this chasm here. So let's see here. And then we end up missing all these enemies that are just dropping down from that chasm. They can be a big run killer, so do keep that in mind. Do not be surprised if they knock you back and then you fall into the chasm. In that case, I would probably recommend just resetting, but if you're actually doing somewhat, I guess somebody came back. I recommend resetting if you're actually trying to just do regular, normal speedrun attempts. If you're doing like a no reset race, then, well, you kind of just have to go on and whatnot. But yeah, that's a pretty ugly section. You can wait it out. That's probably my best suggestion if you wanted to do it the safe route. But yeah, that's pretty much that section in a nutshell. It's a pretty evil section. But I would probably, at the very least, stick to the left side of the screen. Try to stay to the left side of the screen so you can kill the green armadillo. And if you have to wait out on the chasm, wait out on the chasm. So that whatever drops from the ceiling will drop from the ceiling. Anyway, let's move on now. Oh, oops. Okay, I messed that up. So, yeah, this is the danger with this section. There is a hidden passage here. You don't want to get caught in there in an actual run. Instead, you want to jump up here. Also, be wary of this corner. It can sometimes kill you. I found that out, and you probably will see it on my YouTube channel. I got it highlighted there. But you keep rolling there, and then you grab all these contents. You don't have to worry about this homing. You're going to get a homing at some point in this level anyways, so not a big deal. And then we... Okay, so I have the multiple there. That's not ideal, but it doesn't really matter here. But yeah, you generally, once you grab those contents, you want to roll as soon as you land on that first box down there. Wish I kind of highlighted it better, but yeah, more or less, you bounce off that robotic Goomba there, and then when you're about to land here, you shoot this guy here, and then jump up here. Now, this next part here is another green mech is going to show up just a little past this this purple thing here. And once again, we want to jump over it because he's going to boost himself up a little bit in elevation, and it becomes hard to jump over him doing it the normal means, jumping straight from the ground and doing a neutral jump. So we're going to roll, and we're going to get over him. Actually, he didn't leave the ground, but again, the only reason you have enough time to do that is because of the fact you rolled there. And what you want to do is you want to jump over and then get hit by his horn here and boost yourself to this corner here. It's pretty easy. There is a pretty specific window where if you press jump, you can actually get hit and boost yourself onto this platform here. It only saves you a few frames. It saves fractions of a second. You know, noticeable enough, but not a real big deal if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know the specific window for it. But you have to jump around the same time you get hit. I don't think it's exactly when you're getting hit, but I think the timing of the window of the timing is very weird to me. When I started learning how to do it, I swear it's once I get hit, then I press the button. So it has to be like a few frames after getting hit. I'm not entirely sure on that. So honestly, for the safe route, I wouldn't recommend trying to go for it. I mean, it's an easy thing to practice, so I mean, go for it if you want to. There's no reason not to, really. But I mean, if you don't get it, no real big deal. Just try to make sure, though, you get hit on this side of the green mech. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems. Anyways, this part here, we can't really utilize energy wheel. We can here, though. So those fire pillars, they're on a cycle, and using energy wheels, you can't get past them without getting hit. So you can save energy wheel by just simply walking through that section normally. But as soon as you get on this one here, you want to roll off and then quick drop tech right onto this platform here. And then you're going to ride the elevator up. And then jump up here. Now this box here, let me just break it open, contains a heart, a homing missile, and a laser. Now we have rebound, so technically we could have, oh actually no, we have multiple. My bad. So this actually would have been easily messed up. But normally you should have rebound for this part, assuming you do that one section I messed up pretty badly properly. But you're able to break open the contents of the box pretty easily with the rebound by just simply shooting while directly on top of it. And you'll grab everything here. You'll refill your health, you'll get the homing missile, and you'll upgrade your laser to the maximum level. So let's grab all the contents here, and we're gonna drop down here. Now this is a free fall section. Unfortunately, we have to bounce off that guy. We can't avoid him. I may try to eventually, well, you know, one thing I could try to test out eventually is try to drop down here, shoot him, and then drop down there. Might even save some frames if I tried to do that. It's definitely worth testing, but that's an idea that you could play around with. But I probably, for the sake of consistency, just simply drop down and bounce off of them, and then just keep falling down, and then start holding right around when you're past this, or once you're at even elevation with this platform. Because as soon as you land on this platform here, you need to roll down and jump over this green mech, who's right about here, I think. He's around this general vicinity. Okay, yeah, a little bit there. So I got hit by the turret, but that's fine. The iframes should last long enough for me to get past him. And now comes the series of killer elevators and fire pillars. This section, this was probably the last real optimization in the stage 1 route that I use. But what's going to happen here, you see I have 2 bombs. Right down here, you see that I have 2 bombs. I'm going to jump on the middle of this elevator, and I'm going to begin rolling as soon as I do. And then as soon as I start rolling, I'm going to blow the first bomb and roll past 3 fire pillars, I think. At this point, I just spam the bomb button, like so. Like I'm going to be spamming the bomb button as I'm going through that section. And it will help clear through all the fire pillars. Pretty much takes away a hugely time costly area that required quite a bit of waiting time and downtime. And it effectively eliminated a threat via the bullet this guy shoots coming from behind you. So hopefully I demonstrate this part properly. Okay, that was kind of sloppy. You probably noticed that I bounced back a little bit. That means I was too far on the left side of the first elevator when I landed. And then as I began rolling, I kind of got caught on the first one. I thankfully managed to squeeze through, but I was very, very fortunate. Normally you're not so fortunate. So now you know how it can be just as easily be screwed up. But just try to jump a little further towards the right side of the elevator. Well, actually, no, you don't want to be too far to the right side of the elevator, because what can happen is you could be too far over before the second bomb is ready to be ignited. You just shoot for the middle of the elevator. It's the safest way. Anyway, this part here is pretty simple. You jump on the thing, you roll here. Now, you probably see we have another green mech here. He is going to be in our way. But what we're going to do is, once we bounce here and bounce up a little bit, I'm going to do kind of a softer, hot jump over this guy. Not a high jump, because we don't want to hit the ceiling and be pushed back down, because we could end up getting hit back instead of forward. There we go. So I did a softer jump there. Not like too softly that, I just quick drop out of it. Out of the energy wheel. you want to just do a nice little hop over his head and just get damage boosted the correct way, and allows yourself to just roll to this side here and roll down this way. Now this section here I don't have to explain, it's an auto scroller. Just maybe even you want to take one hit and be down to like 2 hits of health, but it really doesn't matter. Well, actually, for the safe route, it actually kind of does matter. But you want to be down to a small amount of health, because you're going to be taking a death abuse on the first boss coming up here pretty shortly. Now that section there, you want to roll out. There are 4 enemies. 4 enemies that you want to shoot. I wish I had an exact time window of when to jump out of it, but yeah, I don't really know when to jump out of it. But just know that there's 4 coming up just towards the end of that hallway. And then you latch onto there. So now we're going to finally start seeing some grapple action again. Tap the C button and latch onto this wall here. And then you jump towards it and then double jump onto this elevator here. Ride it up until you start seeing more or less, well, yeah, once the screen starts slightly scrolling up a little bit, then we're going to jump up like that and start shooting. And this is why we want laser, because clearing these guys out is very easy, on top of having the homing missile. This is another reason why having both homing and upgraded laser is very, very important for this part. This is a pretty rough area, so to speak. But that section is pretty easy to deal with, even on a safer route. Now, this section here, let's see here. Okay, so in the optimal route, you can bounce on here and then bounce off of one of these flyers and then bounce up to the next platform, which is directly above this one here. That is how we do it optimally. If you wanted to do it the safer way, though, jump over here and then just get on that elevator, shoot this guy here, and then the next goal, once you shoot that guy and get over here, you want to latch onto this corner here, which I am failing to do, and then as you jump up, hold the fire button, but keep holding right, and then prepare to do another jump to detach the grapple beam and get onto this thing here. And you should be able to clear off all the hazards even if you get it first try. But if you want to wait it out, you can wait it out. I'm just going to tell you now, laser, you don't actually need to wait it out. But if you're not comfortable with it, don't take the risk. You can lose a lot of time here unknowingly. And especially at your health now, probably not the best. As soon as you clear off all the enemies there, start rolling again, and then once you get on this little block here, just roll down and try to force this screen to start scrolling. So that was not the most optimal. Use of our energy wheel, but you know, this is the safe route, so a safe way to do it. So how we enter this fight? Sorry, let's take it one step at a time. So I didn't use the energy wheel effectively there. Sorry about that. But sometimes that can happen. It's no big deal. We used up most of it anyways. But now we're on to the first boss here. This boss is actually pretty interesting. How it works... well, the first thing you want to do is you want to take a death abuse here. You need to regain your bombs. So that's the first thing we do. Now the next thing we do... What we can do, there's 2 things you can do. You can do this the safe route, which is what we're going to demonstrate, or you can do it the optimal way, which involves another death abuse. I'll cover the optimal route in the third part, which is going to cover pretty much the optimal things. But for the safe route, once you die, you want to jump up here, and then you want to jump up here And then you want to grapple to this section, and you want to swing over here. And kill it with the, whoops. Kill with that. And then swing over here. Kill there. And wait. Oh, and then, sorry. I forgot the third step. It's been a while since I've done the safe route, but on the third set of eyes, you blow a bomb to kill it optimally. And because we gain a bomb, one bomb for every level, for every stage we complete, and we can't hit more than a maximum of 3 bombs, we use our one single bomb here to get rid of the third set of eyes optimally. I didn't show it there properly because I forgot how to do the safe route. But that's kind of the gist of how to do this fight through the safe route. Now, you noticed how the fight normally works, why that's the safe route and the slower route. It's slower by 3 to 4 seconds, and the reason why is because how the fight works is the mounts in the eyes spawn faster depending on how long you stay to one side of the fight. And in a lot of cases, you're forced to use a lot of bombs because of this, because the mounts are jerks and you can't kill them. You just can't kill them. They are jerks like that. But in the safe route, you don't have to worry about that. You can just swing side to side, and it's generally the safer way to approach it. So just remember, first 2 set of eyes, swing to the side of the eyes, shoot them with the laser, rinse and repeat for the second set of eyes, and then on the third set of eyes, use the bomb, try to kill it optimally. That's the first boss. That's stage 1. So, a lot of things to keep in mind with stage 1. I already introduced a lot of things.